Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back. Had to postpone many scheduled podcasts over the last few weeks. Work, porter packages, school, family stuff. Oh, fuck. Sure glad November's over. I'm fucking really glad that I saw December 1st come around. November, it's a month I will never forget. But it's a month that I'm glad it's over. Christmas, holidays are upon us. Yes, Christmas. I ride my bike to school every day. And there's a particular sign that I see every day that annoys me. And it says, Christmas is for Christ. No. Christmas is not for Christ. I'm sorry. You got it wrong. Christmas is for family. Christmas is for the kids. Christmas is for food. And some booze. Celebrate some good times. Get some holidays off work. They said you spend your time with the family. Tell some stories. That's what Christmas is about. I'm sorry. And I'm all down for people having the rights for the religions. My belief is you have the right to believe in whatever you want, as long as you're not physically harming anybody, as long as you're not trying to control anybody, as long as you're not sexually discriminating anybody or racially discriminating anybody. Go for it. Believe in whatever you want. That's what my belief is. But hey, the sign just bothers me every day. That's what Christmas is for. But anyways, I'm riled up. I've been riled up since Tuesday, basically. But welcome to the block. I am your host, Kyle Johnston. This is for the late night addicts, the early morning coffee drinkers. Kick the show off, a little bit of Tool. My plays right now aren't getting dragged down in the undertow. Just about everything else was. Not the plays, though. The plays haven't suffered too much. Been doing all right in the college hardcourt. Rebounding a little bit in the NFL here. I was kicking some ass in the NFL in the early stages. First half of the season or so. The last little quarter here, though, I've been taking a little bit of hit, but we're rebounding. We're rope-a-doping. We're starting to fucking punch back. But I got some sports picks for you here too. But we'll start off with a little bit of Donald Trump news. Putting his foot in his mouth, threatening to run as an independent. He's not getting along with the GOPs too much. Even fucking Fox News is fucking all over him, man. When Fox News is getting all over you, well, you know what? I'll finish my sentence. Well, when Fox News is getting all over you and you're a Republican candidate, you got some fucking problems. But, you know, like Trump says, he's got like a 20% lead in the polls. He doesn't see too much problems. And hey, Fox News, you created this monster. Let me see if I can just get this lighting better. You helped create this fucking monster, Fox News. So, but he's put his foot in his mouth, says he wants to ban all Muslims. And like, I could see the point when he was attacking the Latinos with the wall, the Great Wall of Trump. The Great Wall of Trump's just getting more things added to it. It's just extending. It's like Trump walked the Great Wall of China before he went on and announced his candidacy, and he's just like, you know what? I've built everything. Built towers, I've built hotels, went bankrupt building things, I've been successful building things. I'm going to build a Great Wall of Trump. But anyways, he wants to ban all Muslims. And I could see his point in the Latinos when he was threatening them with the wall and everything, because his clientele isn't poor or struggling middle class Latinos. They're white guys, or sorry, I don't even say that. They're rich guys in suits from different ethnicities, but they're rich guys in suits, to say the least. Now, the thing about this is that I'm sure Trump does a lot of business with a lot of Muslim businessmen over in the Middle East. I'm sure he does. I could go look it up, and I could probably pull up a bunch of names. But anyways, what, is he going to allow them to come in and do business with him? Or is he always just going to go overseas? Keep spending the American taxpayers' money and flying that Air Force One around and doing business over there rather than them coming to the States and doing business. What about all the Muslims in the military that are stationed overseas that have American citizenship? Are they allowed to come back in? But anyways, I don't agree with it. He's getting hammered online. Actually, the media and journalism and other journalists alike are hammering him online. Washington Post. Actually, got a couple here. I can read you a couple tweets and stuff like that. Basically, Tom Brokaw, veteran NBC anchor, he's called Trump's proposal dangerous and likened it to the Holocaust and Japanese internment. Like, I kind of snickered there a bit, but like, it's kind of getting to that point a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but New York Times, Trump's idea, more typically associated with hate groups. Yeah, I'd say that's more politically correct. Don't think we've quite gotten to the other stage. But, you know, NBC, Democrats, they don't really like the Republicans too much. It is what it is. You gotta look inside the lines. BuzzFeed editor-in-chief Ben Smith has informed his staff that it is acceptable to refer to Trump on social media as mendacious racist, because he said those are facts. Holy shit, man. It's like, the things are just fucking piling up on him. Ben Smith actually wrote a big letter and posted it actually on his Twitter that he wrote to his editorial staff explaining his reasoning. If you guys want to go check that out, I'm Ben Smith. Ben at, what's his Twitter account? At BuzzFeed Ben. Pretty interesting stuff. But anyways, yeah, kind of, you know, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with this wall business and all this stuff and keep placing cultures on this wall that he wants to build. He wants to keep blocking out. I do agree that we do have a problem with the ISIS and the terrorism and that bullshit over there. These bunch of losers over there, that's what they are. They're just a bunch of losers. Idiot losers. I actually just finished a story on the Muslim community around Halton, the GTA. Excellent time. They invited me into their mosques, no problem. I talked to the head imams, no problem. Showed me around. It was a good time. It's probably one of my best reporter packages I've ever done. It was trying to It was about the rising. I guess I can word prejudice or rising stereotypes around the GTA, and we're trying to denounce them. You know, the Muslim community does a lot of good. We got to remember how they impact our community. You got to remember how they provide food for the homeless and the hungry. They provide schooling just like a Sunday school would for the young. And you got to remember, most of their mosques have an open door policy, so you can go check it out. And I just advise even myself, like me, even me, like before I went into this reporter package, I did my research and stuff, right? Like I knew, I had to get my shoes off, stuff like that. I had to respect them. But I just advise everybody, even myself, like we gotta be more knowledgeable about these issues before we jump into them. Especially Donald Trump. Like Barack Obama released a statement after it, citing, like some of our greatest sports heroes were Muslim. And then Donald Trump responds on his Twitter account, said, "What sports heroes? Like, you don't remember Muhammad Ali?" And it even stated in the article that you've met him a lot. Now, the problem is when Donald Trump meets these people, I don't even think he realizes what their religion background is, or maybe what their history is, or what they believe in. Half the time when he sees famous people stuff, he sees dollar signs. Dollar signs. Dollar signs. He wants them to stay at their hotels. He wants to be business partners with them. He's a businessman. He'll tell you that over and over again. He'll see dollar signs when he sees these people. So I'm kind of not shocked that he couldn't remember Muhammad Ali or Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, great basketball player back in the day. But anyways, it's enough about Donald Trump. Don't agree with it. Is he going to win? I don't know. I don't think he's going to win as an independent. I don't think that's going to happen. That's going to happen. He's got the people behind him, but I don't think he's going to be able to take too many Republican people with him. I don't think he's going to be able to take that many. So can he win as an independent? I don't think so. Who is he, Ron Paul? Who does he think he is, Ron Paul? He needs the GOP. Do I still think he's going to win? I don't know. But we're already starting to see a little bit of a divide. Pretty sure since the last time I had a podcast, was it Ben Carson or whatever? I think he, suspended his campaign? I've been pretty busy with other work and doing stuff, so I haven't, I've been keeping an eye on it. But I keep an eye on a whole bunch of other things. That's enough with Donald Trump. Don't agree with him. I think he's a loser. I think he's an idiot. I think he's already won. Like I've stated in other podcasts, he doesn't even want to be president. He's already won. His name's been in the news, the media, his company, his brand. He's already won. In his eyes, he's won. His business terms, he's won. So do I think he wants to be president and have all that pressure on his shoulders? I don't know. I don't think so. When he can be a multi-billionaire like he is, run his company, etc., etc. This has just helped him get his brand out there more than anything. It's quite funny. Give him credit for him and his team for doing what they're doing. You have to. You don't have to agree with it, but you have to give him a little bit of credit. And but anyways, it's or I'll say it's fucked up over there in America with these people. I don't know who the fuck can vote for. Bernie Sanders, that's the guy I'd probably lean to, but even he's fucking a little extreme, man. He's fucking a little extreme. Holy shit. But anyways, that's enough with that. I'm gonna get on to some sports here. But I will thank the Muslim community around Halton. You guys were awesome. Nazra, great guest, great interview. Thank you very much. And it was a good time, and I appreciate it. I learned a lot. Learned a lot about your community. Learned a lot about what's going on too, even though I'm pretty on top of it. But as you know, I'm a United fan. Tell them I'm a little riled up. Haven't slept much. Slept for about 9 hours though last night. I didn't really have any homework due today. I had an interview scheduled today. Canadian Plastics Industry Association. But they had to postpone it. Hopefully I can get them in on Monday or Tuesday. I need to get this interview done. I need to get this done. You know, I won't even get into the halt and waste bullshit. So I'll leave it at that. But it is what it is. Don't live in the past. Remember the past. Learn from the past. Move forward. But I had an interview today, and that's all right. We'll get a hold of them later. They've been so kind and to giving me their time and their ear and listening to me about my story. And Krista, look forward to working with you and your company. But anyways, enough with that. You know, I'm a United fan. I'm riled up. Fucking more riled up. I'm fucking pissed right off. It's like, fuck! Like, I hadn't missed a fucking United game, like, live in some format since, like, 2006. You know, I do a lot of things for people. I bend my schedule for a lot of people. I believe in helping people. I gotta bend my schedule for school. You know, I gotta get my projects done. I gotta work around people's schedules for interviews. Somehow, some way, I usually fit my United matches in. You know? You give me 2 hours. That's all I ask. Just give me 2 hours. And I'll get a lot of stuff done for you. And you see I'm tapping my table. I don't even want to talk about it. That's right. See, if you're looking up there, I got Europa League. That's where United's going to find themselves in a few weeks. Europa League. Fuck! Louis Van Gaal. King Louis. That's all I remember. King Louis. Even I was praising. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. Because it couldn't get any worse than what David Moyes did to us. I knew the transition when Fergie retired was going to be tough. But fuck. Fuck. I knew going into Germany against Wolfsburg was going to be tough. United has always struggled in Germany. Always struggled in Spain. So we're going into Germany. I'm like, But with the experience we have on this squad, even with some of the players that aren't playing, the experience that they have, we should have been more prepared. We should never have played as wide open. What happened to our... Like, Fergie we play 4-4-2 in the fucking season. 4-4-2 in the Premier League. Attack, 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 counter-attack. Bam! Hit wide with pace. Ryan Giggs running down the fucking wing. Nani running down the wing. Valencia running down the wing. Ever running down left wing from fullback position, etc., etc. And then once we got into Europe, Fergie wasn't dumb. He knows the English game can't fucking hold up sometimes, especially on the road against some of these fucking European squads that play a tactically sound game. Keep people in front of you, hold on to the ball. Yeah, you switch it up to a 4-5-1. Play with a lone striker up front. Hit him wide with Ronaldo. Hit him wide with Giggsy. Let Scholesy and the boys control the middle of the pitch with the ball. Counter-attack those son of a bitches. Right now I see a bunch of confusion. We don't know what we are. Bunch of confusion. Even when we're winning in the Premier League, we don't know what we are. We want to do this, our fans want us to do this, our supporters want us to do this, manager wants us to do that, some of the players want to do this. Fuck. Very, very frustrating. I basically PVR'd it. PVR'd it. Fuck. So, Martial, he started up front. He got us rolling early. Kind of felt good about it. You know, I heard about that in class. Got home about, 20th minute, something right around there, 25th minute. Started recording it. Took off to Burlington to go film at a mosque. But, you know, I was pretty confident. You know, I was confident about this match. You know, I was pretty confident. We've been pretty tight defensively, you know. I guess that's basically our image right now. But, when I got wind of what our starting lineup was kind of like, I was just like, yeah, Flanny in the lineup. Flanny for at least 60 minutes? Fuck. On the road. Shit. And we're depending on Flanny not only to be like a box-to-box midfielder or a fucking attacking midfielder. We're relying on him to cover... No, sorry. we were relying on Flanny to be a box-to-box midfielder rather than him being an attacking. Which, fuck, man. Jesus, it's just not where he needs to be. He just doesn't have the mental. He's fucking dumb out there. He makes some stupid decisions. Darmian getting hurt didn't help. Having to bring in young Borthwick Jackson. Still scary. Very scary. Very scary. Relying on Varela. Young Uruguayan fullback. Still scary. Still scary on the road in Germany. So my confidence quickly fucking started to erode as match time got closer. But as I said, the Martial goal kind of calmed me down. And then just frustration and anger it just exploded for about 75 minutes. When I got home and I watched the about 65 minutes, sorry, when I got home and I watched the replay. It's like, fuck. We deserve to be in the Europa League. We deserve it. We fucked it up against PSV. At home. Because PSV, we fucked it up. That's on you, Van Gaal. That's on you, Van Gaal. Should have opened it up. Take the chains off the boys. Kind of do the same thing with Di Maria last year. You know, you kind of noticed it a little bit more. It was kind of free-ranging at first. You're trying to figure them out at first. Once we started conceding some goals, you pulled them back, man. Fuck it. Let's go for it. Sometimes you gotta go for it. Where's your balls, Louis? So what I'm asking you, where's your balls? Where's your balls? Why the hell wasn't Carrick starting ahead of Fellaini in this match? You're on the road in Germany. You're starting Fellaini. You substitute Mata, who is basically our main creative player up front. Our main senior creative player up front. Without Mata up there, we're relying on Lingard, Powell, a young but very good Martial, and a young but very good Memphis, but Memphis is struggling to find his way. So, like fuck! I could sense the game was fucked up. There was an air to the game. Wolfsburg played great. Drexler was awesome. You could tell why the big clubs around Europe, especially in the EPL, you can see why they want Drexler. He was definitely the man of the match. Man of the match. The confidence that he had running at our fullbacks. He looked at our fullbacks and just smelt fear. He was just like right on. Like, man. But we do have a long injury list, United. Very long injury list. Extremely long injury list. Valencia's out. Rooney's out. Smalling got banged up. Darmian's out. Schneiderling's banged up and out, possibly. Schweinsteiger just picked up a 3-match ban. Ashley Young, I don't know what's wrong with him right now. I have no idea why he wasn't involved in the match. Jesus. Chicharito would look alright in United uniform right now, eh, Van Gaal? It's like, fuck. So now, where do we go from now? Now we go into Bournemouth. Bournemouth, who's coming off a victory against Chelsea, riding high. They got nothing to lose. In Bournemouth, they're going to be fucking pumped. Their fucking supporters are going to be jacked. Their supporters are going to be jumping. They're going to be jacked. Speaking of this game, pull it up. See what... You got United right now plus 125 favorites. It's fucking hilarious. It's hilarious. They want you to bet on United right now. Like, you got to look at the under. You got to look at the under. Usually in United game these days, I have a feeling this isn't going to be an under. Like, our defense is banged up. Bournemouth is going to have their opportunities on goal. I wouldn't be shocked if Bournemouth snags a goal. Maybe 2. We might have to pot 2 or 3 goals in this game for United to win. We might have to. Really might have to. Plus 125 favorites. Plus 230 to the draw. Plus 230 for Bournemouth. It's plus 110 to the over. Plus 143 to the under. But I'm thinking over. I'm thinking we're going to see some goals in this game. Our defense is banged up. Martial's going to get his opportunities up front just because he's that good. Because he's got talent, this kid. He just needs somebody to get him the ball. We need someone to get him the ball. Carrick and Schweinsteiger are good to sit in front of our defense and protect them. But they can't be like pure box-to-box midfielders. They're holding midfielders. We need that box-to-box midfielder that can make that run into the opponent's half and pick out our forwards on a run. Like, fuck. We need a winger that can put some fear in the opposing team's fucking fullbacks. We need to straighten out our back four now because of injuries. But anyways, it's enough with United. I'm pissed off. We'll regroup hopefully here. Van Gaal's speechless. He's like, the facts. We did better in the Capital One Cup. Yeah, we did better than the Capital One Cup, Louis. But are we still in the Capital One Cup? No, knocked out by what, Middlesbrough, I'm pretty sure? Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, knocked out by Middlesbrough. Are we doing better in the Premier League? Yeah, but also, we gotta remember, Chelsea's not fucking demolishing anybody this year. Not good enough. It's not good enough. You qualified for the Champions League last year. We'll see what happens this year. You failed to get out of the group stage. Now we're in a league we don't want to be in. Those are the facts. We can't score. Our injury list is piling up. We're relying on guys like Powell and Borthwick Jackson in our lineup. In a Champions League match, we gotta fucking win. Danny Blynn's been awful. Get rid of him. He's not United. He's not United. He works his ass off. Runs all over the place. Guy's got heart. He doesn't have the pace. Doesn't have the strength. I'm sorry. He could be a United player if he wants to come off the bench. Very useful. He's like a little utility player. We can use him on the bench. If we can fucking bring some guys in or bring some youth players in and get Blinn coming off the bench regularly and having a role like that, useful. It's time to see what you got, Memphis. See what you got. Take control. Take the reins, Memphis. But anyways, we move on to that. We'll get into some sports picks here. Leading the sports picks, the Thursday Nighter. Of course, the Thursday Nighter. It's a little bit lighter action on the board. But nonetheless, I like it. 6 or 7 picks for you. So Thursday Nighter sees the Cardinals visiting the Vikings. The Cardinals hosting the Vikings. At the University Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Put a little bit of background music on for you here. Keep you guys interested. So anyways, the Vikings are on the road in Arizona against the Cardinals. Cardinals are minus 10 favorites. Over-under is 46.5. It was 46, I think, not too long ago. So we're seeing a little bit of movement. About a couple hours ago. So we're seeing some movement on the over. Vikings are 8-4. Right in the thick of things in the NFC coming into this game. Right in the thick of things in the NFC North. I should mention. The struggling Green Bay Packers and that fucking loser Aaron Rodgers. Jesus. Man, I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. I hate it. There's this girl. She's got an Aaron Rodgers jersey. I see her wear it sometimes. It just makes me fucking cringe. Seeing that name. Seeing that jersey. I've never been a big Green Bay Packers fan. I respect their franchise, though. Respect their franchise. I'll give them props for their franchise and how they run it. But, and the fans are damn good over there in Green Bay. Lambeau Field's pretty fucking rocking every fucking weekend. They sure know how to play host to a football game in Green Bay, Wisconsin. But, never been a big fan. Do I think the Cardinals should be laying 10? No. I don't. So I'm going to ride the Minnesota Vikings at plus 10. The Vikings are 9-3 ATS on the season. Arizona's a respectable 7-5 ATS on the season. Arizona's 4-7-1 against the spread in their last 12 when playing Minnesota. Minnesota's been struggling on the road, though. Don't like that. They're 6-16-1 straight up. The last 23 on the road, Minnesota. The unders cashed in 5 of Minnesota's last 7 games when they're playing on the road in the state of Arizona. Arizona's 11-2 straight up their last 13 home games. So we got a couple trends we got to tell to get the hell out of the way. But I'm going to ride the Minnesota Vikings plus 10. I think they're going to be able to get the running game going. Teddy Bridgewater's been covering games. He's been protecting the ball. So if he can protect the ball, get the running game going, I think the Vikings passing game's a little underrated. I think they're going to be able to get some open receivers. The Cardinals' defensive backs are a little bit of ball hawks, though. I think they got 16 turnovers on the season. So he's going to have to protect that ball. The Cardinals, 16 passes intercepted by the Cardinals DBs, or their defensive team. Sorry, I should state. But Cardinals have given up 19 sacks, so I think the Vikings front 7 should be able to get some pressure on Carson. So I'm also, it's going to be a low-scoring game, I think. I don't think we're going to see a shootout. I don't think we're going to see both quarterbacks stepping back and laying out bombs. I think we're going to see a flash of offense here and there. The Vikings are coming off a road game. This is their second road game. This is the second road game in consecutive weeks on short rest. So this week, so it's going to be tough for them. We're going to see what they're made of. But the Vikings want to play in the playoffs. This is the games that they have to step up for. The NFL, this is the league. You can't quite figure it out. A lot of the public, I think, are going to be riding the Cardinals, so I'm going to ride against that. I'm also going to take this game. I'm going to take the plus 10. I'm going to take the under 46.5. And I'm going to tease that. So before I move on, I got the Minnesota Vikings at plus 10. And I also got a teaser with the Minnesota Vikings at plus 16. And I got the under at 52. Just to cover my ass. I got not a few, but I got a couple props in this game towards the Arizona Cardinals. Even though I think it's going to be a little bit of a low-scoring game. I got Carson Palmer over 23.5. Pass completions, and I think we're going to see a lot of, dip and dunk kind of passes. Little check down passes. Little flat runs to the sideline by Fitzgerald. Hook them up for 5 or 6 passes. So I'm going to take the over 23.5 pass completions by Carson Palmer. I do think if any Arizona wide receiver has a big day, I think it's going to be Josh Brown. I think he can pull away for a couple big couple big gains, so I'm going to take the over 68.5. Total receiving yards for Josh Brown. I think the total running yards for Peterson was like 89.5. Yeah, I could see the Vikings getting away with around 75 to 80 yards from Peterson and still being in this game. And Bridgewater is going to have to pass the ball. So, to stay in this game. So let's move over to the NBA hardcourt. Light schedule on the NBA tonight. Light sked. Sixers are on the road in Brooklyn. Hawks are on the road in Oklahoma. The Clippers are in Chicago to face the Bulls. The Knicks are in California to face the Sacramento Kings. Not too many kind of caught my eye. I was kind of looking at the Clippers and Bulls and trying to break that down a little bit. Public seems to be liking the over. We've seen a big swing in the last 3-4 hours. It's gone from over under 200 to 203.5 right now. But I'm going to focus on the 76ers and Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn is actually a minus 7-point favorite. And the over-under is 198. As shitty and pathetic as both of these teams are, like Philadelphia put up 69 points the other night. 68 points. 68 points to San Antonio. Like, that's pathetic. You got Kentucky putting up 80, 90 points easily a night. Easily. Along with a handful of other college teams. But, usually when a professional team has a fucking piss poor outing, they'll come back. They're professionals. You gotta remember, these guys are professionals. No one really sucks. They're in the show. They're in the NBA. They're professionals. They'll bounce back. They don't like being embarrassed. No one likes being embarrassed. So, like I said, the Brooklyn Nets are minus 7-point favorites. The over-under is 198. I'm going to ride the Philadelphia 76ers at plus 7. Philadelphia is 11-10-1 ATS on the season. Brooklyn's also respectable 12-9. They said, as crappy as these two teams are, they are winning people money. Philadelphia is 6-2-1 against the spread in their last 9 games. They're 1-24 in their last 25. It's just lovely. They're 1-5 straight up in their last 6 playing on the road in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is 3-7 against the spread in its last 10 games and playing at home against Philadelphia. So I'm going to ride that trend. Brooklyn played Tuesday night against Houston. Beat them 110-105. That's about as best it's going to get for them on the season. I always hate saying it's a letdown game, but after a win for the Brooklyn Nets, it's usually a letdown game. So I'm going to ride the Philadelphia 76ers at plus 7. And to finish off a few sports picks here, try to end this. I got some plays on the frozen pond. We're going to hit the NHL up. I'm not a big NHL bettor. NHL is kind of a weird league sometimes, especially with this split 3-on-3 overtime stuff. You never quite know. But nonetheless, we'll dig in. So let's begin. First game that kind of stood out to me was the Winnipeg Jets. They're hosting the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets just lost Bobrovsky. Goalie Bob. He's done for about 3 or 4 weeks. Looks like it's a groin injury. Could be a knee, but it looks like a groin. Winnipeg are minus 155 favorites. The Jackets are at plus 135. Over-under is 5.5 pucks. I grabbed the Winnipeg Jets at minus 150. Blue Jackets played Tuesday night against the Kings. That's where Bob got hurt, goalie Bob. So, the Jets, they last played Sunday, so they've had some rest. They've been in alright form as of late, especially at home. Columbus is 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games when playing Winnipeg. Strangely enough, they are 4-1 straight up in their last 5 on the road in the Peg. But the unders cash in 8 of Columbus's last 11 games. The unders also cashed in 7 of Winnipeg's last 10 games. So these two teams aren't scoring very many goals. That could change with Curtis McElhinney in net. And I think that will change. That's why I'm going to ride the Jets. I'm going to ride the jet stream of the Winnipeg Jets at minus 150. And then I'm going to take St. Louis Blues. They're hosting the Philadelphia Flyers, who've been playing better hockey as of late. Back to 500 in NHL terms. The Blues are minus 180 favorites. Flyers are plus 160 dogs. Over-under is 5 pucks. I fucking probably should have waited, because I got the Blues at minus 200. And I'm going to parlay the Blues at minus 200. I'm going to parlay them up with the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are hosting the Ottawa Senators. The Lightning are minus 192. So I'm just going to give you a little facts on the Blues first here. St. Louis are 4-1 straight up the last 5 at home against the Flyers. Flyers are 7-18 straight up their last 25 on the road, so they struggled on the road. Any team that struggles on the road, I like to, you got to swing against. Both of these teams haven't been in real good form. Like I said, the Flyers are playing better, but they're not going to make the playoffs, people. Come on. The Flyers ain't making no playoffs. The teams, they don't have enough depth. Voracek's not the player he was last year. Like, come on. I was laughing when people were taking him so early in the fantasy draft. But both teams last played Tuesday, so they're getting a day of rest. I like the Blues at home, just because I like the Blues at home. But I can tell you what, though, the game I'm parlaying it up with, Ottawa, Tampa Bay, I always got a hunch on these games. So Ottawa, they're making their Florida swing. They played the Panthers on Tuesday night, coming away with a 4-2 victory. Now they're rolling into Tampa Bay to play the Lightning. One thing I've noticed a lot, keeping an eye on the NHL, is these teams that make the Florida swing, if they win the first game against the Florida team, they'll probably lose the second game. If they lose the first game, they're more likely going to win the second. So Ottawa won the first game. So I'm going to ride the Lightning here. I'm going to ride my hunch. I'm going to ride what I've noticed over the years of handicapping the NHL and sports. Even though it's not that many. What, I've been handicapping for 3-4 years now? Pretty hard, 3-4 years. So I'm going to ride the Tampa Bay Lightning at minus 192. Parlay those two teams up right now. You're looking at plus 137, not too bad. If you like the Blues, I'd say be patient. We're seeing some action on the Flyers. But I look for Tampa Bay and St. Louis and the Winnipeg Jets all to come away with wins on the frozen pond. So just before I go and sign off, make some phone calls, got some interviews to schedule. I'll go over my picks here. So on the Thursday nighter, Arizona's laying 10 against the Minnesota Vikings. The over-under right now is 46.5. I like the Vikings at plus 10. I also have a teaser with the Minnesota Vikings at plus 16 and the under at 52. You got two props in this game. I like Carson Palmer to have over 23.5 total pass completions. And I like Josh Brown to go over 68.5 total receiving yards. On the hard court, we're going to ride the pathetic Philadelphia 76ers. But they make people money. So they're not too pathetic. Brooklyn Nets are -7 favorites. The over-under is 198. I'm going to take the Philadelphia 76ers at plus 7. And as I just stated on the Frozen Pond, I got the Winnipeg Jets at -150 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. And I got the St. Louis Blues, who are hosting the Philadelphia Flyers. I got them on the money line, parlayed up with the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are hosting the Ottawa Senators. Remember, you can find my work on Twitter, at KJ_the block. You can find my work on my blog site, KyleJohnstonTheBlock.wordpress.com. I'm glad you could be here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the Thursday nighter. And remember, if you're not laying the money down on the table, you're not winning.